Alright, the last step is the final sanding, and I rigged up a little thing on my drill here with a fine sandpaper on it.
Okay.
It's just a hand drill with a
this kind of
flap wheel. They call it a flap wheel. It's got stuff in here similar to a scrubbing cloth, but wedges the sandpaper between it, and it does a very. It's hard to gouge this stuff with that. It does a very good job. Voila! This is the last thing I do as far as sanding is concerned. Now the holes here are a little rough. They're very square and very sharp, so I always just take a piece of sandpaper and go like that. Take off the rough edges in the holes. There, now everything is very smooth, all ready for the lacquering. I have my lacquer right here. I use satin finish, semi-gloss. I don't like glossy. It looks good, but it shows marks a lot quicker. And all my hammers are. This is done all by hand here. Now the edge you're going to glue leather on. You don't want this stuff in it, but I sand that off anyway.
So can people contact you and say, you know, I'd like a thick leather, a thin leather, or?
Yes, they certainly can. I've got to put that on my website. I have all kinds of leathers here, and that's another thing about hammers that's another option, another choice people have. You know, the length of the hammer, the type of wood, the kind of ornamentation, the number of holes, what kind of grips do you want, and then what kind of leather do you want. You want leather, you want felt, you want hard leather, soft leather, thin leather. There's all kinds of choices on making a pair of hammers. That's a handy thing for drying engine. I have to wait until this dries so I can do the grips.
Okay. And how long does that take?
Oh, 2 minutes.
Oh, that fast.
If I'm doing 7 or 8 pairs of hammers, by the time I get to the end down here, these are dry because lacquer dries very quickly.
So as far as workflow, would you rather make 7 or 8 pairs at once than come out and work on 1 or 2 orders?
Yes, unless I'm working on somebody who's called in an order and they want them right away, I'll just go ahead and devote all my time to that. Because when you take one step and do it to a dozen pair of hammers, say that's a lot of time saved over doing it one by one.
So after we're done looking at all this in here, you want to take us outside and show us the big fancy boat and the 2 or 3 Mercedes-Benz sitting in your driveway that you purchased from all the money you've made doing this?
Yeah, my 1993 Buick. Yeah. Yeah, this is something that actually I'm getting older, and I'm hoping that somewhere along the line I can find somebody who can take this business over. But I want to teach them, I want to show them exactly how I make them, because I got my name on these things, and if somebody comes along and just starts making a sloppy hammer, that wouldn't be good. But it would have to be somebody who has some other source of income. I don't think any of us get rich at this business.